Oh, welcome, welcome. Is it Samir or is it Ahmad? I always get you see confused.
Yes, this is Ahmed. That's why today I've put my whole name.
Okay, okay. So now I will remember. Now I will remember. Okay, I
Yeah.
believe you guys can see the screen. So I am on this Oracle Live SQL Classic, and I will do a sign in here. So this is my. So we continue from where we left last week. So I am doing the sign in again on the portal.
So, Vijay, while we do this, I had a quick question. So, you said that the schema gets erased after you log out. So, I recreated my schema, but is
Yeah.
there any way to save the schema?
You see, in on a live environment, let us say when you will be working on a project, this schema is something which is very sacrosanct. And you see, schema, any alteration or anything with the schema is a very huge thing. But out here, since we are using this free version of SQL, what they do, they basically erase the schema for whatever efficiency. But we can recreate the schema from here. My session. These are your previous sessions here. And in the previous session, this was my session. View session. If I can see, this was my session. I can rerun the session and I can also save this session if you wish. So what you can do, you can save this session in a text file, and then you can also remove all these commands which were not successful in the text file, and then you can do a rerun. And I will start with how to basically run a script. So I'm rerunning this session now. And before I do that, you can see my schema. At the moment, my schema, you have no database objects. You can create objects by, as you can see here. So my session, previous sessions, and this is my current session. I was doing some testing some time back. So, but that's, and then I have delete, rerun and save. So I am doing a rerun. Passing rerun session button will run all the statements in this session. If you have already performed actions using this session, and if you wish to remove all existing database objects and or remove the current session history, check the appropriate boxes as well. Rerun session. Script run, 66 statements attempted. And now if I check my schema here, now my schema is having these two tables, primary objects, DEPT and EMP. And then there are some subordinate objects, which are, you see, primary keys. So Ahmed, are you with me up to this point? Am I audible?
Yes, sorry, I was muted.
Okay, okay. So you can, so am I audible?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So everyone, please recreate your schema, and then we will start with our current activity. Just in case those guys, say for example, Abdul and Nalini, if you are not able to recreate the schema because you don't have any, for the fact that you did not participate in the last session, what I will do, and you can see it here what I am doing right now, I will go to my previous sessions. This was my session 5 days ago. I will do a save this session. I am saving this for you. Script name, description. I want to save it as a text. Session 1, okay. Publicly shareable. I want to download this. Neither I want to, let us say, VI schema. Okay, let me do it publicly shareable, available via unlisted URL for UPI. I hope all of you are able to recreation, save session as a script, area, what is this area? I think save session as a script. What it has done. Generally, it should allow us to download the activity, new script VSS schema saved. So now this is the share link, copy link address. I am sharing this link in the Teams session, and you know why I am sharing this link, because two of you who were absent last week could create this schema from here. Copy link address, link copied. Now, Abdul and Nalini, I hope you have logged on to Oracle Classic, which is basically Classic SQL on livesql.com. And now
Yes,
you can recreate this schema. I have provided you the link.
yes, sir.
Everyone, I will share you a situation. By the time Abdul and Nalini recreate this schema, I will share you a situation and I will provide you a task. You see, when we are building a database out of scratch. So what we will do on a RDBMS server, we will run a create date, not we, rather a database administrator will run a create database command. And then after that command, you see he has to create so many configuration tables, so many transaction tables, so many tables which may have, you see, things like currency, etc. So, so we do not run these scripts one by one. So we will not run one create statement and then yet another create statement. And of course, if number of tables is very high, there is no scope for you see typing all these commands. So typically, the database administrator will have a script which will recreate the schema for the application. So far, what we have done, we have, in a sense, typed the commands on the SQL prompt, and then we have run the command, mostly one command at a time. But this is not the real case. If we are building something from scratch, we will be running, you see, 300, 400 create table commands at a time. If there is a new
So,
delivery, if there is a, just allow me to continue, if there is a new delivery, if there is a new mm, mm, say sprint deliverable to the client, there may be some changes in the schema. So now whosoever is in charge of the schema, he has to run the new SQL scripts, which may include creation of new tables, which may include alteration of some existing tables, etc. So what we need to be aware of, that we need to aware of how the scripts are run on the on the SQL prompt. And of course, to run these scripts, you need to have database administrator level authorization. So I will show how these scripts could be run. Yeah, Mrinalini, you were saying something? Yeah, you were
yes, sir.
saying something.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir.
So please
I just
speak.
wanted to, yes, sir. I just wanted to ask you, when we write a new script, do we have to clear the previous script?
You see, if there is a clash, say for example, you have already created an employee table, then the database will not allow you to create yet another object with the same name. So if you have done some, you see, half work, what you can do for this case, do a log out and log in and then run the schema.
No, sir. I run the I was running the first script, and then it cleared that script, and then I run the second script. Is that okay? Is that
I
is that,
don't,
is that the right way to do
I
it?
cannot, can I make you the presenter? Can you share your screen? Do you have that option?
Wait, sir. I will just see. No, sir. I don't have that option.
Oh, this is,
Only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
let me see if I can promote you to a presenter. Yeah. Mm, Rahul, you were saying something?
Yeah, Vijay, I had a couple of questions, or I mean, not questions exactly. I'm struggling because I'm unable to restore my previous session. And then whatever you started off with today, I wanted to run those steps, but I'm unable to recall or recollect that
You,
previous session.
no,
I
no, you
can
have
see
to
that
be here.
interface.
You have to be here. See my screen, my session.
Yes, yes,
In
uh,
my session, previous sessions,
yes. I'm
then
on this
your,
page.
no, just one at a time. Then your session will be something like 5 days ago. View
Correct.
session. You can view the session and then you can do the rerun from here, rerun,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can do the rerun session.
Okay, I'm doing that. Yeah, that is done.
So now you can check your schema.
Let go to schema. Yeah, I can see table DPT and employee that we created that day.
Yep, yep. Wherever you would have left that day, you are at that
Mm-hmm.
point now.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How can I see how far I went that day?
That you need to remember. Otherwise, you can see
Schema.
you can see these previous session statements. Mm, this is where you went. In your previous session, all these statements are
Okay.
provided.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You see, you can trust your memory. Wherever you would have left, it has, mm, you see, a compute, it would have basically
We can
recreated
also
from there.
verify by running the select count command, right, Vijay?
Yes, yes, very sure. So say, for example, if we go to SQL worksheet and let us say if I do select star from EMP and colon, which is optional because I am running only one command. You can see in my EMP table, there are all these records, 14 rows, which I created the other day. So, so just remember, so what I will do, so I was telling you a situation where you need to run a script. So I have already shared with you a script. That script basically allows you to create some 3-4 tables, organization table, a department table, an employee table, and the attendance table. Can you just see that script? I have shared with you on SQL, which is this script.
Yes, I have that.
Yeah. So you can see here is this script. This script allows us to create 4 tables at a time. And at the cost of repetition, I will tell you that when do we run a script? When we recreate the schema from scratch. or whenever there is a new delivery which requires creation of new database objects or new delivery which requires alteration of existing database objects. So none of these tables, say organization, department, employee, or attendance is currently present, which you can see here. My current tables in the schema are only DEPT and EMP. So now I will show you how I can run the script. So for that, there is this option, upload script. Here it
Don't
is
we
not
need to
there.
type in? Don't we need to copy paste or type over
No,
here
please,
the interface we are at?
Please understand. I will again show you the script. Please understand, my script is having 4 tables. But if we are recreating a schema for a large application, this script might have 500, 600 commands. So typing or even copying, pasting 500, 600 commands is not.
पापा मेरे से पूछ रहे थे कि क्लास कब तक चलेगी
Yeah,
11 बजे तक
everyone please keep yourself on mute. So when you have to keep you see these commands 500 600 commands at a time, it is not advisable that you do a copy and paste or you do a type. Number one. Number two, even if there are 3-4 commands, why you try, there is a risk of introducing an error while you do a copy and paste or while you do a type. So these scripts will typically come to you from the development team. Let us say you are managing a customer site or you are at a customer site and now you have to recreate, say for example, this schema on the test server. So you will not do a copy and paste. You will run the script as it is, as you would have received it from the dev team. And now all what you will do, you can always, you have that mental faculty and that intelligence that you can always investigate the same. So for now, I am sharing with you how we run an script. So we are creating database objects by running an script. That is it. And I have told you the situation why, when this could be required. So I am closing this, and if you can see it here, action, it's not there. So in schema, there is this upload script. So I am uploading a script, choose file. So here they have given a limitation 1 MB, but for text files, you see 1 MB is good enough. So I take you to my file wherever it is. I think not here. Script, open. That's it. I can just, if you wish, I can write running upload script. So I have uploaded the script. All these statements are here. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and statement 4. And then I do a run script. So I am not dropping any existing database or not removing any existing session. Is perform actions. Success. 4 statements ran successfully. 8 objects created. Now why it has created 8 objects? I will tell you the reason. I have created the 4 tables. And as I have told you, whenever we create a table with a primary key constraint, this one, an index is also created. So that is why 8 objects are created. An index is also a database object. Now if I go to my schema, you can see these new tables, attendance, department, employee, and organization have also been created. And here you see it has given some very cryptic names for these indexes. Though it is written it is an index, but it is a very cryptic and a difficult name to understand. Had it been PK underscore organization, it would have been so easy to understand. Not so. So what we so please understand how because we have not provided the name of the primary key, it has created the name on its own. So everyone, please run this statement. Run this script, and I have shared with you the script in your WhatsApp.
So Vijay, we can give anything as the script name, like class demo or something like
Yeah,
that.
you can. Yeah, that is a proper noun that you can give the name. No problem.
Sir,
Vijay,
and
I have
the description.
Just you write whatever you wish to write. Say, for example, I could have written that this is new tables which are introduced after sprint 3. Let's say new database object that or schema alteration after the sprint 3, if it would have happened after sprint 3.
Vijay, I have run the script on my system.
Okay.
And it is showing me a confirmation the script uploaded and results. I'm on the pop-up that shows the script results.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
result.
it has been successfully ran through, and now I can see on the bottom there are 3 options: replace script, my session, or SQL worksheet.
No, you just
I
check
think
in
I
the
need
schema. No. If you have seen the result that the if 8 objects are created or a script has been run successfully, so just you check the schema. So have you run the script?
yes.
So just you check the schema. If the script has been run, just as you see my screen, that attendance, department, employee tables have been created. Those tables will get created in your schema.
Yes, attendance, department, employee, and organization. I can see those
Organization.
tables.
Yes. So it means you have run the script successfully. And by now you are also understand the importance of a database or a SQL script.
But the cryptic ones that you were sharing on your screen, I do not see them at my end. Any
You
particular?
click here. No, you click here. You click on primary and
Okay.
subordinate
Okay.
objects.
Yeah. Now I can see that.
Yeah.
Now
For
I can see.
primary objects, it is only the tables. Yeah. Okay. So we move ahead. We move ahead with our SQL notes. On the SQL notes, if you remember, we have covered these. I will very quickly run you through what we have done so that there is some you see, quick revision. We covered what is SQL. We covered the basic terms, what is a database, form, report, and table. We learned CRUD is the acronym for create, read, update, and delete. Then we learned the create table statement and also the primary key constraint. And we learned also the foreign key constraint and how a foreign key and a primary key relationship is created by using this line, this one. Then we learned the insert statement. We learned the select statement. We learned the select statement with the where clause, which we are here. Select statement, selecting all the rows in the table. Select statement with the count star function so that we can count the number of rows. We learned the select statement with the order by clause. We also learned select statement with the where clause. Then we learned about and or operators in the select statement, the like operator. Then these were the comparison operators which we can choose. Then we learned how to find null values. and the update statement. This is what we have covered so far. Now we will learn the alter statement. So alter statement is also data definition language statement. So in the alter statement, what we will do, first we will create a new table. So I did some change here just for better readability. So alter statement allows us to alter the table structure of the table. Let us create a new table and insert some records into it. So this is the create statement. Just a simple no primary key, nothing. I have not introduced anything, but just I am running these three statements so that we create a new table and we insert some values into it. Student ID 123 154, and these are the IDs. I just, for efficiency of time, I do a copy and paste here. Remember, I have to put a quote here. So first statement creates the table. Second statement inserts a record in that table. Third statement also inserts the record in that particular table. I do a run. You can see table created, one row inserted, one row inserted. I can also run a count star here, select count from student. I have selected this, so now I can run this command in isolation, count is 2. And in the schema, you can see I have a table student also. Coming back to my SQL worksheet, I clear everything, select star from student. This will return all the rows from my student table. These are the rows which you can see. So this table has got two columns, student ID and student name, with this student ID and the student name. Now what we need to do, we are now investigating the alter statement. Alter statement has this syntax. So we need to remember the syntax. If we are to add a new column, say alter table student, alter table the name of the table, add whatever the name of column which you wish to add, and then the data type. See here. Clear. And I provide a colon. Table altered. Now if you see my table student, select star from see, now we have three columns. This column department underscore name we have just added. 123 Ravi Kumar, but department underscore name, here the null value is provided. Null value is provided because you see earlier there was no column and now this data is not available. Select star from student. Let us say if I run this command, now I think I clear this and see update student set department underscore name is equal to say history. So all the departments for both the records will be set as history. Let's see. Two rows updated. Now if you can see, select but then for the first command, I have not provided a where clause. Maybe I want to, there is only one department in my student table. Can you see? 1, 2, 3, Ravi Kumar, history 154. So this is the recap of the update statement. But remember, update statement, update set is always run with a where clause. Without a where clause, it does not make much sense. Then coming back to our sheet, I hope everyone is having access to this document. Now we can, for some reason, if we are to drop the column, just you follow this. Alter table student, drop column and the name of the column. So the entire column in the alter statement will go away. I'm showing this to you. Select star from, and I am running this. My table has got these 3 columns and this is the data. But if I run this command, alter table student, drop column department underscore name. So here column is mentioned. In the add, column was not mentioned. Adding, while we were adding a column was not mentioned. Table altered. Now if you see, if I run this command again, the column department underscore name is now gone. So everyone please complete up to this point.
Vijay, I have a question here. So
Please
when we
tell me.
drop a column, all the entries in the column are also dropped, like history that we had put as the subject, that also dropped.
Yeah. So if you delete a column, that means you do not wish to maintain any data in that column. So neither the column nor the data is required.
Okay. And then I also have one question regarding earlier. So when we
Yeah.
ran the script had a description also. So when the script that you sent us, it had a description also. So,
Yep.
but when we ran the script, the description part of it was ignored by the SQL.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
each of those tables that were created, they started with a line hyphen hyphen
So
creating table. So whenever we put hyphen hyphen, the it will just skip that line.
yeah, it will skip. So it is basically the syntax for the comment.
Okay, so it
Comment
gets
or
commented out.
commented out. So this is for better readability, but the SQL processor or SQL engine is ignoring this.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Vijay, one question.
Yeah, please tell me.
I am trying to run this insert command, the one that you have just guided us about.
Yep.
I'm getting some errors on my screen.
Because you
It is
see, you might just check the name of the table which you have created in the schema and just check the name of the object which you are using in the insert command. I think they are different. I have made some change when I ran the script. Probably you would have
uh,
missed that. What is the
I am
name of the,
assuming
oh, no, don't assume. Just check your schema and tell me the name of the table which got created.
no, it has not got created.
So
Other
if
than the 4 tables that we created through the script, there is no new addition into that.
so if you have not created the table, then you can't insert any value into that table. Can you see my screen at the moment?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, for the screen, if you can see, there is this command create table student. Then
Mhm.
after we create the table student, we insert the value and then we insert the record again. So you do it in this order.
Okay, let me try.
And just check um, that this spelling is correct. Student is there because you see all these 3 names should be in sync. Table name.
Yes, yes. Can I use these subsequent two commands at the same time? Insert student Ravi Kumar and Suresh Babu.
You see, all these commands are running one after another. So you can run all you need is to create a table first, and then you need to insert the records. So there is an order,
Yeah, table is created. I can see that.
and then just you run these two commands right away.
Yes, yes.
Or are you
That's
finding
what
an
I was
error?
asking.
Are you finding an error?
Let me just see. Now I can see this table student created,
And
and
yeah,
how do I see the table?
select
One
star
second.
from table name.
Okay.
These three commands for all of you. This is what I have run.
Yes, I can see that. So
Okay,
two
okay.
records are inserted, Ravi Kumar and Suresh.
Yeah. Now after that you can work on alter statement.
Okay.
Alter statements are simple. Everyone, shall we move ahead? Okay. So just you use this syntax, which is the easy syntax for joining data from two tables. Now, just you remember, we have these two tables which we created from the last session. Select star from EMP. If you see, we have employee number, EMPNO, ename, job, the reports to, hire date, salary, commission, department number, etc. And if you check DEPT, so this department number is the key, utilizing which DPTNO is the key, utilizing which we can join records from two tables, because this is the foreign key relationship between two tables. Select star from DEPT. So now what we need to do, we need to combine data or join data from these two tables. For this, just understand EMP is the table name and EMPNO is the column name. So emp.empno means the empno column from the emp table. emp.emp name means the ename column from the emp table. dept.dname means, so the prefix table name is getting prefixed so that there is clarity and uniqueness in the column name. Otherwise, you see, column name could be same across two tables. That is possible. No one stops you to do that. From emp.dept, from these two tables, where emp.deptno is equal to dept.deptno. So this is how we are merging data from two Oracle tables. And this is the join, which allows us to join data to come up with reports. Because in an RDBMS, what we have done for efficiency, we have basically segregated our data across multiple tables, and these tables are joined with each other via primary and foreign keys. So I am running this command. See, emp.empno from emp table. Oh, sorry, where have we gone? SQL worksheet. emp.ename from the emp and dept.dname from the department name table. So now this data is from two tables. And this is how we have combined data from two tables using a join. Everyone please utilize this join. Okay. So we move ahead. And we move ahead with, everyone please confirm if you have been able to run this command.
Vijay, I'm not getting the result. That is showing
Can
some
you,
error again.
okay. Can you share your syntax in the chat? I will quickly check.
Yeah, I just to remove. Okay, let me do that.
Today there is some difficulty in sharing the screen. Let me see if I can try again.
I've shared in the chat.
Let me check. But this looks to be an incomplete statement.
What should have been there? I removed the department name
No,
because it corresponds.
you read the whole script. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
What we are doing, we are picking up EMP NO column from EMP, ename column from EMP, and dname column from department, DEPT. If you can see, these two columns are from one table, which is EMP, and this dname
Right.
column is from another table, DEPT, from two tables, emp.dept, where emp.deptno, because within these two columns, the commonality is this department number. In the employee
Okay.
table, there is this department number, and in the department table, there is also department number. And while we have been inserting data in these two tables, and while we created these tables, we have ensured a foreign key constraint in the. So you just run this full command.
Yeah, now it is working. I just
Okay.
pasted this. It is working.
Okay. So just you understand the syntax. This syntax is important. This syntax
Okay.
is, yeah. Okay. Now we move ahead and we will, not the cross join, we will learn number 12, which are views. So what is a view in a Oracle? View is yet another database object. In Oracle, a view is a virtual table that does not physically exist. In Oracle data dictionary, it is stored in the Oracle data dictionary. However, it does not store any data. It can be executed when called. A view is created by a query joining one or more tables. See here. Understand the syntax. Create view name. So EMP DEPT, this time I am creating this is my view, which is a proper noun. As select. As. What I will do, I will write as here. So that create view name as. So this is one line. Now, after this, it is the select, any select statement which you would have run and the result of this select statement. The second line is the result of the select statement. Allow me to just run this statement, which we have already run earlier. Clear? See, this time one more column is added. Select emp.empno, which is this column from the emp table. emp.ename, which is emp.ename, which is this column. dept.dname, which is this column. And dept.deptno from emp and dept tables, where emp.deptno is equal to dept.deptno. Because employee empno ename is from the employee table and dname and deptno is from the department table. So now this is the result of the select statement. Now what I will do, I am adding one more line, which is this line. See here, create view name as. Run. Now if I will run, it will not give me a report. It will give me a message that a view has been created. View created. Now what does this mean? This means that if I write select star from empdept, which is the view which we have created. Now see, again I will show it to you so that there is no confusion. Clear. Select star from empdept. Run. Can you see? Now the view which we have created empdept, which is a virtual combination of data from these two tables, emp and dept, is being shown here. You can perform other options also. 14. So view helps us come up with queries, come up with reports in an easy manner. Everyone please create the view. You can run select queries on a view as if they are tables.
Vijay, can I share what I'm getting on the screen?
Oh, there is some problem today in the session where I am not able to see your screen. But what you can do, you can just
No,
write your
I can,
query and
can I share what I'm looking at my screen verbally? I do not mean to present this screen.
okay, just you send me the note. I will immediately check and I will be able to read. Will that work?
Yeah,
Send
I
me the
just
message.
used this. I just used this this syntax that I'm pasting here, and I see a result view created in my
Yep. So view
worksheet.
created. So now you can see, if you can see view created. So you
Yes.
have basically, so view created in the schema. Now you can see the view. So and view will come in the primary and subordinate objects. This view is created. If you can see here,
Okay, let me go there.
you can check the schema. It is in the primary objects itself.
Yes, it is there.
Okay, so now when you have created the view, if you go to your worksheet and let us say now if you write select star from and if you do a run, you can see. Or you can even say write select EMP NO, comma DEPT NO from EMP DEPT. Or I may add say ename also. Can you see once I have created the view, it is easier for even a novice to join data across two tables. Let me do a temperature check and let me talk to all of you as to where you are at this moment. Ahmed, how has been your progress so far? What about you, Mrinalini?
Sir, I'm trying to keep up, but because I was not able to like understand the previous video that much, so I'm having a little bit of trouble. But whenever I see the previous video 2 or 3 more times, I think I will be able to catch up.
Okay, okay, that's good. Ashish? Okay, we move ahead. Now, after view, there is yet another database object, which is index. As I have told you that indexes get created when we create a primary key on a given column in a table. So index is created on that column. But in a given table, we can have more than one index. So say, for example, on our EMP table, on the ename column, we can create an index. Best thing what an index does, it provides you faster and efficient querying. So let us say if we are doing a search on ename column time and again, and if the search is taking time and the report generation takes time, so we can create an index here. And then Oracle will internally ensure that the search and the query gets processed in a faster manner. So what I do, I come here, clear the record, create index EMP name index. So what I have done, EMP ename I have just added. You could have provided some other name also. On EMP ename column, this is how it is written. And if I run index created. So sometimes for efficient retrieval of data, additional indexes are created in a table on multiple columns. So this is creation of an index. Now we know a index, a view, these two objects we have created, and we have also, you see, created some constraints like a primary key, foreign key, etc. Everyone, please create this index. And this index will be shown here. You can see it here. Just send me a OK on the message window that you have created the index.
So Vijay, I have created the index. Now, what is the command to view the index? Like it says index created, but now I want to see the index that was created. So, what is the command to view the index?
Oh, so you see, you can view the index in the schema. Then there are some other commands also, some database level commands that I will show you once I complete these lessons, and also lessons which are there, which I have to cover. So there is a
Yes,
direct
I
command
can see.
also. Yeah,
I
for
can see
now,
the index. I can see the index in the schema, but I want to see how the index looks like. So I tried the command select star from index so and so, but that didn't
that will
work.
not, no, that will not work. That will work only on view, on your view and on your table. That will
So
not work.
is there a command to view the index that was created?
You can see, you see, there are these objects. Some of these objects are available in what is known as the data dictionary of the RDBMS. So you have to the access of the data dictionary. Here, Oracle has provided you the data dictionary access on um, in the schema. So for now, you just view the schema where the index is. Don't try to follow the SQL prompt. I'll provide you the SQL syntax also to view the index.
Okay, thanks, Vijay.
Yeah.
Vijay, I'm getting the same result that you are showing on the screen. Like
Okay.
the index is created when I just pasted that command.
Yep.
But I was also having the same question which Ahmed just asked.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now if you have created the index, we move ahead and we will create a sequence. Now let us understand what is the importance of the sequence. When
One
we,
more question, Vijay.
yeah, please tell me.
When we go to schema, you see there are different visuals, the icons that are on the respective tables.
Yep, yep,
So on attendance and department, it's a table. On employee department, we see a view icon. On
yep,
the
yep.
index that we have just created, there is a different icon.
Index
What does
icon,
all
yeah.
this signify?
So you see, as you can see, for index, Oracle has given one kind of icons. For a table, they have given yet another type of icons. And for the view, they have given yet another type of icons. So for all the different database objects, they have provided, for better visibility and readability, they have provided different icons.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you identify these icons, you can immediately identify that this is a view or a index, or
Okay. So that is the only purpose for this?
looks like better
Okay.
readability.
All right.
Yeah. Now we move on to sequence. In the sequence, but before sequence, let us create a synonym. And then there are not synonym. Before synonym, there is a sequence. After index, there is sequence. So what is a sequence? Please understand that when we register, let us say, to a portal where so many other individuals are registering, all of us will be provided unique IDs. Now, how do we generate these unique IDs? These unique IDs are not provided manually. This ID generation happens in an automatic manner. Now, this ID generation, when it happens in an automatic manner, we utilize a database object called sequence. Now, what is a sequence? A sequence allows us to insert auto numbers in our database tables. We can utilize the number generated from a sequence in our table through the insert command. So first we will create a sequence. Sequence will allow us to utilize the numbers available, and then these available numbers in the sequence will be utilized in our database table data. So understand this command. Create sequence generate underscore empno. What does this mean? This is a proper noun. seq underscore generate, let us say we are basically generating a sequence on for employee number column. Now, employee number column, if you remember, is utilized in the EMP table. Start with 1000. Increment by 1. So first employee number will be provided as 1000. For now, we have different employee numbers in our EMP table. If you can see here, select star from EMP, order by EMP NOASC, ascending. You can see our employee numbers are 7369, 7499, 7521. So these are the numbers which we have inserted manually using the insert command. But now we plan to generate these numbers in an automated fashion. So for this is the command. But what is no cache and no cycle? I will explain this to you. No cache. The sequence values are not pre-allocated. So pre-allocated means, let us say, you see, there is some system where thousands of people are registering every minute. So to have a better performance in allocating the sequence number, there is this option wherein we could have written cache is equal to 50. Cache is equal to 50 means next available 50 sequence numbers will always be available in the immediate memory of the server. So server has got, you see, various memory levels. So this is immediate memory means the memory which can most easily and most quickly be accessed. No cycle means that if for some reason the server gets rebooted or server goes down, when we bring up the server again, the numbers which were allocated in the cache, put up in the cache but were not utilized, they will not be cycled. That means, let us say if the current number is 1100 and 25 sequence number is 1100 and another 25 were put in the cache, but if the server goes down for some reason, then the next number which will be provided will be not 1101 but 1126. So let us create this sequence. Let's create this.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
but
please tell
can
me.
we, because of these alien terms, can we have a
Yeah.
quick recap of the entire sequence part?
Yep, why not? Can you understand the concept of sequence?
I would
The
say
concept is clear to you?
not completely. Not completely. It is
You
clear,
see,
but
let us say you register in a university. Now your application form or your enrollment form is processed in the university management system. Now you would have seen an enrollment number is given to you. Maybe the last digit of the enrollment number which you receive is something like 33 or 133. The next person whose enrollment form will be processed will get the number 134. You would have seen this situation. Am I correct?
right.
Yeah. So now how do these numbers get generated in the database? So now when we insert the record, now you know when we are processing a admission form, we are inserting a new record in the table. Are you with me on this?
Yes.
So we are running the insert statement. Are you with me on this?
Yes, so far.
So while we are running the insert statement, earlier what we have done, we have provided, say for example, employee number or student ID, whatever that primary key was, manually. Say for example, 7,500, 7,501, 7,502. That's what we did so far. See here, I will
Yes.
clear this.
Yes.
Select star from. That's what we did so far. This 7499, 7698, all has been implemented, inserted manually. But now, if we do this manual insertion, this is prone to error, number one. Number two, what about the situation when people are doing self-registration? So how will they know their own enrollment number, which is to get allocated? So for this, we utilize a database object called sequence. This is the syntax. Create sequence underscore. So this is the proper noun. You could have given any other name. I could have written create sequence, say for example, Vijay. Create sequence. Now I have given this name so that there is better readability. Start with 1000. Increment by 1. So next available number will be 1001. I have already explained what no cache and no cycle means. No, if I would have written cycle 50 is equal to 50, that means 50 numbers would have been put in the immediate memory, which is an immediate memory is the memory area for the server where you see the response is faster, the everything is very quick. So, but that is no cache. If cache is equal to 50, I would have, and no cycle means for whatever reason, remember what I said earlier, no cache, no cycle means for whatever reason, if the cache is there and if server goes down, then we are not going to do any recycling. Let us create this. We are creating the sequence. Clear. Sequence created. This last two lines are optional. In the schema, if you see now, we have a sequence. And can you see, as Rahul, you have identified earlier, this sequence is also having a different icon.
Yes, yes.
So a sequence has been created. Now let us see how this sequence is to be utilized. This sequence will get utilized like this. See, insert into EMP values. What is this? Sequence name dot next val. This is this. Sequence name this one. So this is the sequence name dot next val. And the sequence name is what we created just now. We have created this sequence. So value and then other areas, John, his designation, his supervisor's number, etc., etc. You can check what is there in the EMP. SQL worksheet, create, select, star from EMP. Employee number, e-name, job, manager ID, hire date, salary, commission, department number in the same order. employee number, name, designation, manager ID, joining date, commission, etc., etc. Let's see what happens if we insert. I will remove these two, not needed here. Insert into EMP values. One row inserted. Let us see. This was the command. Can anyone tell me what will be the value for the EMP employee number or EMPNO after this insertion? What number have we
1000.
inserted? 1000. Yes, exactly 1000. So now if I do select star from EMP, order by EMPNO, missing order by, what is select star from order by. I have to select this order by EMPNO. Can you see? The first record is 1000, which we have just inserted. I will clear this and show it to you again. Select star from EMP. So this is 1000. Now, next available, if we insert yet another record using the same method, Jacob clerk 9992, etc., etc. So now it will insert yet another record where the employee number will be 1001. Run. We'll see. One row inserted. Now if we come back and we do select a star from EMP, can you see 1000, 1001? And it seems Jacob I have run twice. So that is why you see 1001 and 1002 records are something which is duplicate. And since employee number was the primary key, even if the data was duplicate, it has accepted. We will do some correction here. But for now, can you understand the concept of the sequence? Send me a OK on the Teams chat or a thumbs up so that at least I'm reassured that all of you are in the session and all of you are able to understand this concept.
I'm able to understand the concept, but struggling to run the syntax actually, not getting
Okay,
the
okay.
results.
Not
But
an
yes,
issue.
concept wise, yes, I understand what we are trying to achieve.
So we create a sequence. The sequence
Yes.
allows us to generate numbers. This sequence is utilized in a table. Ideally, it should be utilized only in one table. Otherwise, you see, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And where we will utilize it, we will utilize it for the primary key generation. Okay, moving ahead. Next is synonyms. Sometimes we create a synonym. So synonym is basically addressing a particular database object with yet another name. That is it. Say, for example, you see here, select star from EMP. I'm running this command again. This is what we get. And I do a clear. And you can see this command for the synonym. Create synonym employee for EMP for the existing database name. So we are not creating any new object. We are just creating a synonym for that object. Okay. Create synonym employee. Just so employee, we have already created yet another object. You remember when we ran the script. So I will write EMP1. Synonym created. Create synonym EMP1 for EMP. If you remember, we had a script which we run at the start of the session, this one. And in this script, if you see, we have already created a table employee. So that is why the synonym name employee was not accepted. That was the reason. Synonym created. Now with this synonym, what you can do, say for example like this. Select star from EMP1. All what you can do with EMP, you can do with EMP1. Select count star from EMP1. So this is the synonym.
Vijay, I'm sorry to interrupt again.
Yeah.
When we were creating the synonym, can you please help me with the script? The create synonym for, can I experiment with the EMP table?
You see the script? This is the script. This is the script.
Okay.
Create synonym name for whatever that database object name is. Now you can use both the names interchangeably. Here we are getting an error for employee, if you remember, because we have created this employee table through yet another script. Now we move ahead and we take up three very important commands: delete, truncate, and drop statements. How do we use the delete statement? How we use the truncate statement? And how do we use the drop statement? Very important commands. Delete statement. Delete statement is in SQL is utilized to delete records from a table. But again, remember this where clause is important. Otherwise, if you write delete from EMP, it will delete all the records. Let us test that. See here. Select star from student. See here, my student table has got 2 rows. And if I write delete from student, I have not provided the where clause. 2 rows deleted. Now this could end into a catastrophe. 2 rows deleted. So remember, whenever you provide a delete statement, run it with a where clause. Something like this. See here, select star from EMP. Let us say order by EMPNO. See my records. Now, there is this duplicate record, 1001 and 1002 for Jacob. So let us say I write delete from EMP where EMPNO is equal to 1002. And remember, no quotes are required for integers. Data type as integer. One row deleted. I have provided the where clause. Now, if you can see, select star from EMP, and if I do a run, you can see this. And I will do a order by also, so that 1002 is now deleted. This is the delete command. Now here I will stop for 2-3 minutes. You people can also have a break for 2-3 minutes, and then we will resume, and we will resume with other part, which is the drop command, which is the truncate command, some other commands which we need to learn, and some other activities. For now, before we get into a break, if there is a question, anything what you would like to ask or share your opinion or share your condition on what you have learned, it is time for you to speak.
Vijay, any way we can revert the delete operation in case if we have removed anything which we shouldn't have?
A delete operation can be reverted by using, there is something called as a rollback. And this rollback for certain reason is not available in the instance which you have. So rollback and commit are two options which are available. So say for example, if you send me rupees 10,000 via a banking system, if this 10,000 rupees gets debited from your account and they do not get credited to my account, and this full statement doesn't go through, then you will be at a loss and I will also be at a loss, and database integrity will also be at a loss. So when situations like this happen, then you see either the whole transaction will go or the first transaction will get rolled back. First command. So this rollback
Also,
option is
Vijay,
not. Yep.
so I think in real time scenario, to avoid such situations, that's why they always take a backup before making any changes so that they can roll back. Is that correct?
So you see, I will tell you the situation. There are certain, so this is the realm of the database administrator. In any case, in a live database, so many transactions will go on simultaneously. So the data within the database is never static. But what we do, we time to time, there is a backup frequency. So let us say at the end of every 3 hours, we take a full backup. So at least there is this data which has got full integrity, just in case anything happens after that, some server crashes or something like that. Then these commits and rollbacks happen time to time, even without a backup. So backup or no backup, rollback can happen in a database where transactions are going on. And today, you see, systems are so critical. So we have mirror databases. So every activity which is being stored in one database gets mirrored in yet another database. Now these mirrored database have other backup databases also. And over and above, you see, these two databases, say for example, my primary database is in one city, my backup database may be in yet another city. What happens, you see, if the whole building is under threat, where the database server is located? How will you protect your data? So then it also means that your backup database server is kept somewhere else. That is also possible. So depending upon the criticality of your system, the system is designed in a manner that there is business continuity. So Ahmad, am I able to supplement to what you have said? Yeah. Other participants, before we get into a short 3-4 minutes break, not more than that, are you, if you have anything to say, you can speak.
A lot many new terms we are learning today, so definitely need to sharpen up on this part more. I mean, whatever we are learning today, this will need more practice compared to what we
I'll
learned
tell
last
you,
time.
I'll tell you, practice is important. And even beyond practice, Rahul, conceptual clarity is required. Because as a business analyst, it is likely that you may not be doing all these things in a normal situation. But yes, all this conversation will happen. If you are working alongside the development team, you have to be clear about what is going on. And development team for sure will converse in these terms and in these methods only.
Yes, yes. That is what I sometimes experience. I mean, you're right that I need to be aware of these terms rather than having a blank face in front of them.
Yep, yep. So and if you have this starting point, and if you have curiosity, you can go to any detail.
Yep.
Okay, so a short break and we revert again.
Okay, Vijay, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, welcome. Dear students, I am back, and just send me a okay that you are available too.
Vijay, I'm back too.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I'm available back.
okay, okay. So we move ahead. So see what we have covered. We have covered delete. Delete, this is the syntax for delete. If we delete these, if we delete, only use delete from table name, it will delete all the records. So we have to use the where clause, something like this. I am doing a copy and paste. But before that, I also need to check whether there is a e-name by the name Vijay here in the record. Uh, yes, Vijay is here. Order by, and I write it here, e-name DESC, because I know V will come a little later. So you can see there is this e-name Vijay. So now I am writing the delete query. Delete from EMP. If I just run this command, all my rows from the EMP table will get deleted. Where ename is equal to, now since this is a variable character, so I need to put the quote where ename is equal to Vijay. Run. One row deleted. So this is the delete command. Now there are more similar commands. I shall not say similar, but we need truncate command. Truncate command truncates or delete all the records from a given table. Truncate statement cannot be rolled back. So what does this truncate command does? Truncate command will clear the whole table. And later on, I will explain the difference, what happens when we just run this delete from EMP. What is the say, for example, what is the difference between truncate table EMP and and delete from EMP. Remember, if we write delete from EMP, all the rows are cleared. If we write truncate from EMP, again all the rows will be cleared. It deletes all the records. Two things. One is delete can be rolled back, truncate cannot be rolled back. But then there are some other subtle differences or some other glaring differences also that we will see. But for now, let us go to the code. Allow me to check the schema. In my schema, here is this, let us say, table employee, which is a table which we have created with no record. I am trying to find, or allow me to create a new table. I will create a new table with some record and then I will truncate it. So I have those commands for the student table. I will take them, utilize them. Student table is already there. We have not removed the table. So I am just inserting these two records. See here. SQL worksheet. clear. I am writing select star from student. No data found. So what I will do, I will insert these two rows, run one row inserted and also one row inserted, which is here. Clear. Again, for the sake of clarity, I will show it to you. Select a star from these two rows are there. Let's run it again. You can see now these two rows have been inserted. Now, if I write delete from student, without a where clause, ideally I should have given a where clause, where student underscore ID is equal to 123. That is the correct method. But if I delete, what happens? Two rows deleted. I am doing an insert again. Two rows deleted means select star from student will not return any data because rows have already been deleted. I will do the insert again. Okay. The insert command, which is here, these two rows I insert again. Delete without a where clause is clearing all the rows. Two rows inserted, but this time I will run truncate. You can see the syntax here, which is at the end, truncate table EMP. Truncating a table not EMP, I will use a student. EMP has got some data, student. So here it says table truncated. But what happens when a table gets truncated? For that, let's see, select star from EMP. Run. No, not EMP, sorry. Student. I have truncated the table student. Please, I stand corrected. Select the star from the student. No data found. So what is the difference between the delete command and the truncate command? Delete command without a where clause. If we run a delete command without a where clause, all the rows will get deleted. But there is a situation where there is a possibility of a rollback. One. In a truncate command, all the rows will get deleted, but there is no possibility of a rollback. This is one difference. Another thing is Oracle, or for that matter, SQL Server and all these relational databases, in a table, they maintain a column which is generally not visible from outside, and this column is known as the row ID. The row ID column maintains, you see, uniqueness even beyond the primary key, and it contains good amount of history, even if you delete a given row, but that row ID is maintained. If you truncate the table, then row ID is reset. If you delete data from rows with or without where clause using the delete command, the row ID is not reset. So this is one key difference. Then the third command, which is can be learned at this moment, is the drop command. Drop table EMP. So drop table, what it will do? So we are not going to drop the table EMP. We will drop the table student because EMP is having some data. So drop table student will not only clear all the rows, it will remove the Oracle database object from the schema itself. See here. Select star from a student. I am doing a run. No data is found. And in the schema, you can see a student is student table is available here. And now, if on the SQL worksheet, if I write drop table, what happens? Table dropped. What does this mean? Table dropped means now this table is not available. So there is no question of a rollback because the table itself is gone. No question of a row ID being present because the table is gone. So this is the difference between a delete, drop, truncate, and drop statement.
So for drop also, Vijay, we do not have the option to revert the operation.
Drop, we can't revert. Drop is a data definition language statement. We cannot revert. Then you have to create a new database object.
So
Okay.
Vijay, between delete and truncate, you said delete can be rolled back, whereas truncate cannot be rolled back. That is
Yes.
one difference. And what are the other differences you said?
The other difference was, as I have told you, in a table, whether it is a Oracle database or a SQL Server database, I will share with you on the WhatsApp. I'll share with you the comparison in a view also. I have that output available somewhere. In a Oracle table or SQL Server table or in a RDBMS table, we know our table comprises of multiple columns. A typical one column will typically be a primary key and so many other columns will be there, which may be unique or non-unique. There is one internal column which is known as the row ID column. I will write it here, row ID. And there is one row ID value. Here I will write row ID. This is the internal column, row ID column. But if I truncate the table, it does not retain any internal history of what had happened. And that internal, you see, record or track or log is maintained through the row ID column. If I truncate the table, row ID is also reset. So row ID is reset. This happens with truncate. In delete, row ID is not reset. Think of a row ID, something like a sequence which is being internal sequence which is being provided to every row. This was the other difference.
So that's why in the real-time scenario, they prefer to use the term truncate instead of delete if they
No.
are just trying to reduce the size of the database.
No. If I want to have a clean table, then I will do a truncate. Please, and let us say I have two databases. Database 1 and which is being used at one client, and database 2 which is being used for some other client. If I copy this database 1, even if it is not having any data, even if I have deleted all the records, even if I am to use this database schema to some other for some other instance, I have to truncate these tables. So that you see, it is like as good as new. Would you get me? The table becomes as good as new without any data. Normally, you will not do truncate for your transaction tables. Why should you? Because transactions are going on and you need to manage these transactions. But for some reason, if you have to start afresh and you have to start with tables which do not have any history, You will start, and if the object has already been created, you will truncate. Shall I repeat what I meant? Shall I repeat again?
No, I understand what you're saying, but my question is, usually in the work time, in the work scenario, I've noticed that they truncate tables to reduce the size of database, like with the time clause. Like for example, they want to keep the records in the table until 2019, and
Okay,
anything
okay.
older than 2019 they want to remove.
But you see, in a table, if you truncate the table, that means everything gets truncated.
Including the row ID.
Including the row ID, no previous history.
Whereas delete won't delete the row ID, but delete
Delete
will
the
also do the same.
row. You see, row ID will always be in a table. If there is a database object like that which is a table, row ID will always be there. But focus on these words. Row ID is reset and row ID is not reset. This is the exact word which we need to understand. If we have a table, row ID which we are not able to see is there. If the object table as an object exists, whether we truncate, whether we delete all the records, row ID is there. But only thing is, while we truncate, the row ID is reset. Those numbers are now kept out of history. We do not maintain any log of row IDs.
Okay, thank you. Also, you said that you'll share the document you have to different, which shows the difference between the two.
I have a visual. I have created a visual. Let me see if I can find it right away. So that visual. Not this. If I can find, I will find it for you. This is the one. See, delete from EMP. Where a clause should, can you read this? Or shall I try to copy and delete from EMP? Where clause should be applied? Otherwise, all the records of the table will be deleted. All the records of the table are deleted. Rollback is possible. If we are running this without a where clause. Table remains in the schema. Row ID is not reset. Truncate table EMP. Where clause cannot be applied. So in the truncate statement, the whole table gets truncated. You do not have the facility to apply the where clause. All the records are deleted. Rollback is not possible. Table remains in the schema. Row ID is reset. Drop table EMP. Drop table, whatever the table is. Table is dropped from the schema. All the records are deleted. Rollback is not possible. Table is dropped from the schema. No question of the row ID because there isn't any table. So where will the row ID remain? No question of record.
Okay, thank you, Vijay. Now it is clear.
Yeah. So all of you can just snip this picture also. So this is the difference between delete, truncate, and drop statement.
Yeah, this
Now,
visual makes it very easy to understand.
yeah, you can capture again. And as you can see, while we will run the truncate statement syntax does not allow us a where clause. Truncate means the whole table will get truncated. Now, we have discussed rollback and commit. Unfortunately, we cannot run rollback and commit here. Some statements like you see update, delete, etc. can be rolled back unless they are not committed in the database. And a database administrator can set up the time when commit can happen. So this is rollback and commit. Now, some more commands. I will just say, for example, these commands I will share with you. These are some simple DBA commands I will share with you. But before that, I am sharing this PowerPoint, the PowerPoint which I have shared with you on SQL constraints. That is a very important lesson. For that, I would like all of you to do the homework. Just give me a moment. I will start the PowerPoint.
Vijay, the Word document that you had sent us earlier, that stops at point number 20, which is commit.
I
It doesn't
agree.
have
I
21
agree.
onwards.
I will provide those. I have just added those before the class. I will provide those simple DBA commands.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but now we discussed these constraints. These are very important for the database professionals. And I have shared this file with each of you. And so what you need to do tomorrow during the day, you just practice all these constraints. Not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check and default. And see the lessons what are there. This we already know that we will be using livesql.oracle.com, the classic version. Now I have also provided you with the script. Just clear your schema so that there isn't any collision between the database object names. Create this table. Create table customer. Customer ID. So this is the create table script. You can go through the script. Now you insert records. You are inserting the first record, going through, second record, again going through. But the third record, if you see values 1003 Jane, but the last name is also not null. If you do not provide the last name, the insert command will fail. Now think of yourself as a business analyst who is working on a application, front end, or a browser where you are submitting a record or submitting some information. Some of this is captured at the browser level itself using JavaScript. So say, for example, if we do not provide the last name in the browser in the area where last name has to be provided, the JavaScript will tell us, it will not allow us to execute the SQL query. It will basically try to stop us at the browser itself that please provide the last name. Only then you see the submit button will get activated or will basically proceed further. So this is one thing. Some of this error catching or some of this you see data integrity can be cached, can be corrected at the user interface UI level also. Having said that, we need data which is pure and which is you see without any error. So let us say we require data where last name is compulsory. And even if someone tries to insert this last name without using the SQL prompt, bypassing the browser, the table will not accept. So multiple levels of check, but this is the final check. So you can run this command during the day, today or tomorrow before the class. So not null constraint prevents null values in a column. So if we have a not null constraint here, just you try to insert a null value, something like this. Customer ID 1003 first name Jane and a null value for the last name. So you just test what happens. So you need to remember all these constraints: primary key, not null, unique, and foreign key, and check constraint. Very simple explanations, all practical examples. As you run all these constraints, you can see. And then there is, you see, there are these statements, SQL statements through which you can check the constraints. So this presentation I leave with each of you as a assignment. I stop here, and everyone, now it is time for you to basically come up with your questions or anything which you would like to discuss on what we covered in the last SQL session and in this SQL session.
I just wanted to know what will be the agenda for tomorrow's class.
Tomorrow we will be learning stakeholder analysis, and we will be learning, as we will have, you see, some time beyond learning stakeholder analysis, we will be learning some additional item which I need to identify.
Is there anything you would like us to read before tomorrow's class for that tomorrow's class?
Before tomorrow's class, you see, tomorrow's class is independent of this knowledge on SQL. So all, if you would wish to read, and if you have time, you can go through the lecture on business analysis, essentials for succeed as a business analyst, and the lecture on requirements.
Okay, thank you.
So you see, as a business analyst, you have to conduct and complete the requirements process. Requirements come from stakeholders, primarily the client. So tomorrow's agenda is how to deal with the stakeholder.
Okay, thank you, Vijay.
So, thank you.
So Vijay, what all we are remaining with on SQL?
We will-
I mean,
almost everything is covered if you capture these constraints. And what I will do, I will discuss it with you individually, and let me see where I can do some additional value add for you.
okay. Yeah, before that, I mean, before we connect, I would like to consume the recording of both the sessions, this one and the last week, and whatever I need to get my hands on, whatever commands, syntax, and everything.
Yep.
I believe practice is the only way to get myself well acquainted with SQL.
I agree. So you take your time, no hurries. You just practice for this week, and then we connect again sometime on Thursday or Friday.
No problem.
Yeah. And each of you, this recording will reach your email by itself. Just in case you do not receive it, send me a message, and I will ensure that I share it with you. But before you send me that message, try to check all the email inboxes where it is expected, because the email is to be sent by Microsoft, and you know Microsoft is a company which is very reliable. Yeah. So for now we stop, and each of you please practice, and please practice this exercise also, which is basically the SQL constraint. It is very important. As you complete the SQL constraint exercise, I can tell you, you will have very good clarity on database design concept. So I stop here, and we connect again tomorrow. Yeah.
So when am I supposed to be part of the class, Vijay?
We will, as I have told you, when we will discuss on Thursday or Friday, just as what we have discussed.
Okay.
For now, you just practice what you have learned.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Each
Thank
of
you,
you,
Vijay.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a great day. Have a great evening, wherever you are.
Okay, bye.